I.S.U.P.K.
So tell me, how can I turn the other cheek while this wicked world trying to smother me? Something gotta shake, I'm gonna cry it out. Time to gird up my loins and ride out. In my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. I said I don't wanna see no more. And in my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. But I don't wanna see no more.
They become lords over us. How the hell did we get on this bottom? Why is the oppressor living in these sky mansion condos and buildings? Let me tell you something, brother. I used to think that every building down here was a business, that they came to work. They live in these buildings, have heated pools and everything. They got their own little condo, big screens, you know what I mean? Bar, pool table. While we go back to what, North Philly? Southwest? We go back to the zombie land, the Baglands? How did this happen? Look at Jeremiah 17 verse 4. I'll show you how it happened. Because we wanted to follow after them. We wanted to follow after them in their culture. And we have to understand black man, Hispanic man, and woman. We have to stop giving a damn about every other nation's plight but our own. We stand up for the Asians. We stand up for the oppressor. We stand up for the Arabs. But do they stand up for us? Hell no. They don't give a damn about us. But because we chose to give a damn about them, now we're at the bottom, and I'm going to show you that in the Bible. Read what you got.
Let's look at Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine inheritance.
Even thou, thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance. What does that mean? Who's been discontinued from thy inheritance? Who's been discontinued from their culture and their identity? If I ask you what your nationality is, you probably gonna give me a church denomination. Or you might have a little sense. You might say African American. But here's the problem, black man, Hispanic man, and woman. How the hell can you be African American? How can you be a descendant of Leo Scipios Africanus and Amerigos Vespucci? That's two white men. How the hell can I be African American? Because we've been discontinued from our real identity. We're the Jews, man. We're the Israelites of antiquity. The so-called Jew that'll never be a Jew, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he's not a Jew and will never be one. As a matter of fact, hold that. Go to Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. I'll show you that in the Bible too. That's another thing. You gotta stop standing up for these heathens. I saw a brother say, well, you know, I stand with Israel. I stand with the Palestinians. I stand with Gaza. Well, understand this. That land don't belong to them Arabs. That land don't belong to the oppressor. That land belongs to us, black man, Hispanic man, and woman. We're the Jews, and I'll show you it in the Bible. You've been going to church for how many years? 40 years, and they didn't show you that the Jews were black. Read what you got.
Let's look at Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourning.
Understand this, Judah mourning. If you had a homie named Daniel, you would nickname him Daniel. If you had a homie named William, you might call him Bill. Well, for Judah, what is Judah short for? Jew. Judah mourning. Judah is in mourning. I wonder why. I wonder why Judah is in mourning. You want to know why Judah is in mourning? Because Judah, black man of Judah, guess what? We can't lay down and have our wife lay next to us. The oppressor gonna come in and murder her. We get murdered out here in these streets each and every day. Hell, to be a young black boy, guess what? You can't walk down the street with a bag of Skittles and an Arizona iced tea. We're in mourning, black man, Hispanic man, and woman. What does the so-called Jew have to mourn from? Let's cross-examine that for a minute. We go back to the North Philly and Southwest and West. The oppressor has these buildings. He has the Diamond District. He's not in mourning. He's not suffering anything. He ain't never been through nothing. And even then when they talk about, oh, but what about the Holocaust? Hitler killed them because they wanted to be niggas. And guess what? To show you that they're not the real Jews, don't you know that they get $50 billion annually? But they like to make fun of us for being on welfare and have food stamps when the so-called Jew, the oppressor, the white man, is the biggest freeloader on this earth. He gets $50 billion a year. and has received $700 million from Germany. Let me ask every black and Hispanic man and woman something. What did we get for slavery?
Right.
What did we get? Besides a knee on our neck. What did we get? Nothing. And they're not going to give us nothing. They promised us 40 acres and a mule, Kalatazar. We still waiting on that. When the so-called Jew gets billions of dollars, we're in mourning, black man, Hispanic man, and woman. We mourn a new brother and sister every week. We were so happy that Derek Chauvin got charged, but then there was another brother from North Carolina that got murdered. Then it was a sister, you know what I mean, in South Carolina that was murdered by the oppressors, man. We just can't catch a break. I can go on and on. We are in mourning, black man, Hispanic man, and woman. Judah mourning. Read on.
Judah mourning, and the gates thereof language.
And the gates thereof language. What is a gate used for? A gate is used for protection. A gate is used, you know what I mean, to be that stronghold for our people. Who's the protection of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? Who stands up for us? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Snake Slockett, T.D. Jakes, they're our protection. Louis Farrakhan, that's our leadership. What have they done? What have they done for our people? Nothing. The saddest thing that we have to realize, man, that in the world we have no protection. There is no righteous leadership for black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, but there is. There is righteous leadership for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. A righteous leadership, a stronghold that will never fall, that will always be on the forefront for our people that's on this church. And that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yahanna. We are not going to fold. We don't sing, we don't dance, we don't chuck and jive, and we for damn sure don't take pleas with the oppressor when they tell us, you know what I mean, to stop saying that blacks are the real Jews. Ask Nick Cannon. They took the brother's show from him, and now he in Islam. Now we got on a dress and a silly fez. We don't compromise under Commander General Yahanna, man. We don't do that. We stand up for our people and teach our people the identity of who the real Jews are, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, and reading out the Bible to prove it, man. These gates thereof language. We have no leadership. We have no protection, man. Read on.
They are black.
The Jews are what?
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
Spell it.
B-L-A-C-K.
And they told me in church, Pastor Ruffin told me, why that color wasn't in the Bible. He told me color wasn't in the Bible.
Right.
But it says the Jews are black. Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. Read it again.
Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 2 in the middle. They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
They are black. The Jews are black. Now, what does that mean? That means somebody been lying to us, bro.
Right.
Somebody been lying. That means, wait a minute, Ben Nahu ain't a Jew? He ain't black. Wait a minute. Goldberg ain't black. Heisenberg ain't black. So you mean to tell me the real Jews are what, Kalatazar?
Oh God, they are black.
Yes,
unto the ground.
Unto the ground. If you break the ground up, there's different derivatives of black and brown. Black and brown comes in different types of shades and sizes. That's us. Now, where does that leave the so-called Jew? Where does that leave him? He's a liar. He's not the Jew. Revelations 2 and verse 9 says that they are of the synagogue of Satan, man. Now go back to Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. We're the Jews. Because we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments, we were stripped of our identity. Now we don't know who we are. We're calling ourselves African American. We're calling ourselves Puerto Rican. Don't you understand, Puerto Rican man and woman, that when the conquistador and when Cortez and them boys came and took you, they dropped you up on this island. And they said, man, this island is a port of riches. That's what Puerto Rico means. Port of riches. That's your identity? No. When you're an Israelite from the tribe of Edom, we've been stripped of our identity, man. And I'm going to read it to you. Read what you got.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance.
We've been discontinued from our inheritance. We don't know who we are. We don't know our identity. We don't have a culture, but we do. We've been discontinued from it because we chose to follow after the heathens. We chose to follow after the oppressor. We chose to follow the Chinese and the Asians with Buddhists and Buddhism. We chose to follow the Arabs and that Islam, and Allah is the figment of the imagination of the Arabs. Allah is not the same as the God of this Bible. The God of this Bible's name is Yahweh, man. That same God that delivered us out of Egypt, that parted that Red Sea, that's our God, that's our power. And our God made Egypt a desolate dust bowl to this day.
Yeah. 140 yeah. Yeah.
Everybody ain't go for this, man. I'm telling you.
Man, the Israelite School of UPK and Commander Gen.YAHANNA presents Hebrew Academy, man, at the 52nd annual Passover, man. We are an elite group amongst an elite group, man. We the set apart of the set apart. This ain't for everybody, man. Everybody is not required to do the Hebrew Academy. But if you desire to bleed and sweat, man, for these covers, man, if you desire to anguish and pain and all the suffering that it takes to attain this greatness, man, then present yourself worthy at the 52nd annual Passover, man, hosted by Commander Gen.YAHANNA at the BH Ranch on April 24th at 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas, man. Shalom.
Everybody ain't go for this, man. I'm telling you.
I'm on the grind, let's get to it. Double time and believe. You ain't harming me, nigga. I brought a whole army of niggas. So I ain't move with precision. Follow every order given. Let's get to it. Make it race, get to it. Ain't taking no shit, get to it. You take a loss, try to bounce back, but you blew it. Let me show you how to do it. Undisputed, I can prove it. One war, we can do it. Nigga, ain't nothing to it. Ain't no cops, ain't no excuses. Let's get to it. You hear the truth that I'm speaking? Lot of hate for no reason. You probably don't understand.
Everybody ain't built for this, man. I'm telling you.